What is up, everybody? Welcome in to a little off-the-cuff video today because there has been an update from Doily on fair play and what fair play entails with the TGC tours. So just in case you're on the Discord, just in case, I think an email is going to go out too, just in case you don't see the email, maybe this video can reach you as well, to let you know what changes are going to be coming in the TGC tours with this new fair play policy update. So we're going to read through the announcement, and I'm going to give you my take on what I think is going to be, happening with TGC Tours. I will say, just by reading through it currently, if what you suspect is cheaters playing the TGC Tours, like if you just look at some of the scores and stuff, and you're like, okay, that's just stupid, and it's happening like no matter where you're playing, you're seeing it. If that kind of turned you off of the TGC Tours, then maybe this change, hopefully this change, will maybe kind of pique your interest again to maybe coming back and giving it a go. Because this game has dealt with this cycle, last cycle too, really. It has dealt with like third-party controllers, third-party software to make your swing better. Like you could go on YouTube and find like 10 videos of people like do this to get a straight swing, and like just essentially like, teaching you how to cheat the system a little bit, cheating the game a little bit to make it so you can hit your points a little bit easier. Well, according to Doily, that's all changing. So this is the update that he gave. He gave it today, a couple hours ago now. And he said, over the last several years, swing software, controller technology, and hardware customization have evolved significantly, which they have. Unfortunately, tools and methods that can alter swing difficulty and consistency are now widely available and much easier to use, which is also true. Like just getting a G7 control. I know there's been a lot of talk about the G7, but if you actually test it, the G7, just using a G7, it makes you like 40% better in your points. It's just like right off the rip, just a stock G7 controller versus like a normal Xbox, well, maybe not Xbox, but PlayStation controller. It's like 30 to 40%, just like instantly better. He said, because of this, TGC Tours will be implementing a much broader and stricter fair play policy moving forward. He said a few important points. Our fair play metrics are based on stock PS5 and Xbox controllers. Third-party controllers are not banned, but many are less sensitive than stock hardware and may create abnormal swing profiles. Use them at your own risk. So he's saying, like, if you still want to use third-party controllers, you can, but you might get hit by the API. Mouse users will also be affected. Your settings must align as closely as possible to stock controller behavior. A big thing for this is, like, on mouse, you can set sensitivity and stuff, so you can, like, do, like, really easy straight shooting and stuff. So I know that he did this, like he said, based on Xbox and PlayStation. So this is kind of a little disclaimer that mouse might get screwed too, and since none of the admins use mouse in game, like they don't have any information on how to set it up or calibration or exemptions or anything like that. So if you do use mouse and you do get tagged by the API, then it's something that you're just going to have to adjust for. Like there isn't going to be like a process of, this is what you need to do in order to pass it kind of thing. So going forward, fair play enforcement will be based on broader evaluations rather than isolated metrics alone. If you fail fair play metrics, you'll be removed from that event. Repeated pulls may result in suspension or permanent removal from the tours. How many? No idea. He doesn't say, but you will at least get removed from the event. Like you'll play your rounds, and if the API pulls you and says, oh, you don't meet whatever guidelines he's set, then your score will just be removed from the leaderboard. We understand some legitimate players may be affected by these changes. Unfortunately, the abuse of swing aids and manipulated setups has become widespread enough that casting a wider net is now necessary to preserve competitive integrity. This always happens. It happened also in like 2K21, 2K23. Sometimes really good players just get dinged by the API. Like it happens. People get their scores pulled, and you can't fight it. So it's like you just don't have a round for that week. It happens. It sucks that we're here, but Doily feels that it's necessary to just, cast out a big net and like just pick up as many people as possible, with some of them maybe potentially being legit players. Due to the expected volume of cases, TGC Tours admin will not be offering individualized fair play troubleshooting. A simple reference sheet will be provided for players who are flagged, which he gives a little bit further down. So if you send in a ticket for fair play, more than likely, you'll just get sent back a stock email with probably whatever thing that he puts in the bottom with like a canned response. So then he goes on to say, in most situations, return to stock PS5 and Xbox controllers, return to stock or default settings if you've changed anything like in sensitivity or like a PS5 Edge. There's things that you can change there too. Remove any software-assisted configurations or sensitivity modifications. That's sensitivity modifications is something that you can do on the G7, something you can do on the mouse as well, and I think it's something that you can do on the Edge controller too. I'm not sure though. So remove all of them. Return to stock, return to default, and remove any software because that will more than likely make it so you don't get flagged by the API. If you're already using stock hardware, stock hardware and stock settings and still get flagged, we understand that may be frustrating. However, the current state of the game has forced us to take a much stricter approach than in previous years, which is true. A lot of people came in, and a lot of videos have been made over the past, like, 4 or 5 months just to show people how to cheat. Because of that, this is where we're at. Maintaining trust and integrity in competitive play must remain the top priority for the future of the tours. And I'm guessing that his thought process is if some legitimate people get picked up, but 100% of the people who are cheating, I know people will say, well, it's not cheating if you use a G7 and change the sensitive. Like I'm going to call it cheating. If you can pick up 100% of the people that are cheating, but you pick up 5 to 10 people who are legit, he feels that that's worth it. So here is a reference chart that he gave. Pulled by fair play? No. Carry on, honorable golfer. Yes, you were. Controller or mouse? Mouse, adjust settings to make swing looser. So probably adjust sensitivity, stuff like that, to make it more like a controller and less like a mouse, essentially. Are you on controller, third party, or stock PS5, Xbox One? If you're on a stock PS5, Xbox One, stock settings or software aided. Stock settings, blame software aided group for all your pain. So all the people who use the software and everything, yep, go complain to them because they're the reason why this is here in the first place. Software aided, return to stock settings. Third party on or stock, are you third party? Stock settings or software aided? Stock settings, use at own risk, which he said earlier, like with the G7 controller. Is it software aided? Then return to stock settings and try again. I'm sure that like if you try to put in a request, like a ticket for fair play, you're probably just going to get this sent back to you with a canned email response. Because if let's say they pull, 50 people, TGC Tours doesn't have the people supporting this, like, to answer 50 tickets, like to do like a player by player. It's like, if you get pulled by the API, you get pulled by the API. That's all there is to it. Nothing you can do about it. It's just, you'll probably get a canned response. This is, I believe, starting this week's tournaments. I'm not sure if it's this week's or next week's. I actually do not know that. But this has been updated today, so my guess is starting today. This is what the new fair play is going to be moving forward. Overall, I think the majority of people are probably going to agree that this is great for the TGC Tours. Dependent on what's used behind the scenes, what people are pulled. Like if like some of those scores are that are kind of crazy, if they're legit, great. If they end up getting pulled, that's also great because then at least, we know, right? Like, oh, it's a legit player. Depending on what Doily has decided to use for any of the settings for what he's pulling for, because I have no idea. Doily knows that. Doily keeps that. So I don't even know what he's using at all. But all I know is that more than likely we are going to see a big uptick in scores just being removed completely from the tours. So it's probably, for at least a couple of weeks, going to look like the tours has probably less people playing in it. My guess, and I gave a loose guess, is I would say like 30%, probably, maybe a little bit more. 30% of the tours are using something that isn't stock or using software-based assistance. I think that's probably a fair assessment. It's probably about 30%. So we'll see if they get dinged or if they don't, and we'll see where the TGC Tours, kind of evens out after that. But overall, I think this is a great change. It's something that needed to happen. It's been a conversation for quite a while. So we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Again, if you were somebody, because I know there have been a lot of people who were turned away from the TGC Tours, just, seeing some of this, they're in CCK and people are shooting 75 under par. So I know that there's been a lot of people that have been turned away because of that. Maybe keep an eye on this, or maybe get back and give it a go and see how you can do if you have moved away from the TGC tours because you thought that like there was a broad cheating thing going on in the TGC tours, and you just felt like there was no reason. Maybe it's the time to get back in and give it a go. Overall, good changes though. We'll just have to wait and see how it all shakes out in the end, really. But yeah, just wanted to give you an update on this because it is a very big change for the TGC Tours. At least it should be. We'll see what happens with scores this week if he does end up implementing it this week. Nice short video for you all, though, tonight. If you haven't seen yet, I did just release the Apex vs. Respawn video on this channel. So go and give that a play. I'll put a link down in the description if you haven't seen it yet. It's the penultimate match. Second to last match. I got a big lead. Need to keep that lead intact. And if you're watching this video and you're using aids, I mean, do it at your own risk, I guess. Up to you. Well, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this information, leave a like on the video. Comment down below what you think. Subscribe to the channel for more PGA 2K and TGC Tour content. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. I'll catch you on the next one.